There we go, think live. This is probably not going to be that long of a live stream. It's just going to be going over the update post that I've just released, which again, very short blog post. So I don't expect many of you to particularly read it or to look over it. It is just an update for anyone who's interested in how the new year is going to look for the true paranormal. So as I said in the written post, I've fixed my shifts, hopefully. It's still a bit iffy on whether or not I actually have, but as far as I'm aware, I've fixed my shifts at work to be on a Thursday and a Saturday, which means I can guarantee a post on, if I have a look at my thing, on a Monday and a Friday is when I should be releasing a new post. The new post will be released to the True Paranormal Facebook page, and I will share it out across, I think it's 60 groups that I'm a part of. So anyone who's following this, you should be able to see it regardless, because you're following and things. And but if you're seeing this, I don't know why you'd be seeing it because I've not posted it elsewhere. But if for some reason you're not following the page, it will be up in a bunch of, any posts I do will be up in a bunch of other groups as well. Anything like this that I do, any video reviews, any video updates, I didn't mention this in the written version of this, but anything that I do which is a video will be uploaded to YouTube, and it will be uploaded to my Facebook, the True Paranormal page. It will not be uploaded elsewhere. I will probably share stuff to X and to Tumblr as well, but it will not be on other groups unless someone has seen it and shared it to that group. I will not post it to that because other groups have a weird rule, which I always feel like I'm kind of riding the line of, where they say no self-promotion. So I'm always umming and ahhing when I'm posting in those groups as to whether or not me sharing a blog post in there is self-promotion because it's been posted in my own work in their group. And so anything like this I view as definitely probably self-promotion because it is myself talking about the blog. So for me to then share that video into those groups, I'd imagine it would probably get taken down. I don't want to be banned from those groups because they're great at just letting people see my stuff, which is the aim of this. It's to try and get people more, I've forgotten the word, not entertained, more educated, that's the word, more educated about the paranormal. Because as I briefly touched on in my written thing, I feel like there's a lot of misconception about the paranormal and a lot of misinformation out there, and TV programs haven't helped it. Which is why I like to review things like Most Haunted. Because I feel like a lot of TV programs out there, like Ghost Adventures, like Most Haunted to a degree, stuff like that, I feel like they aren't quite 100% legitimate, as it were. I'm not saying they're faking things, I'm not saying they're not faking things. This is why I do reviews, because then I make my mind up in regards to that. But with the True Paranormal, I wanted to try and kind of find the line again, find the mark, and make it be so that it is a I want the blog itself to be a big database basically for all paranormal knowledge, so that all paranormal teams can go to the True Paranormal website and they can find information about a bunch of different haunted locations, about a bunch of different experiences people have had, and then you can really use it as a hub for research, as it were. That's what I wanted it to be, a database, a hub for research, that kind of thing. But going back on the main thing, Mondays I will post about the location. So that will be like the Red Line post that I've done, about like the Alton Towers post I've done, Chillingham Castle, things like that. So I'll be posting a location on Monday. I'll be writing up that location on the Sunday before that. So I'm not committing to any particular time of day that I'm posting things, because if I don't get everything done on the Sunday, then I will have to be finishing it off on Monday. I would like to think I'd get it done by 6 in the afternoon UK time. I would like to think that, but it might not always be the case. But I will try my best to get it out on that Monday. So like I say, that should be the case because I've got fixed schedule now. It should definitely, I should be able to commit to that. Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm then going to be doing more writing on either experience, so like the Haunted Homies posts, where the overnight YouTube channel, their team has sat down with someone and is discussing their experience. I'm probably also going to try and look into Uncanny with, is it like Danny Robbins, something like that? I'm not sure what he's called, but I watched one of those episodes last year and I found it quite good. It was a very neutral stance, I think, that he took, so it'll be interesting for me to discuss that. And yeah, Most Haunted as well. They will be on Fridays. So Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to be working on those. The day before, so a good way of knowing if I'm on track with things is the day before I'm posting something, I will always put out a coming soon post, which is just an image of whatever it is I'm going to be posting. I won't say what it is I'm going to be posting because I like to keep a little bit of mystery around it. But you'll know that on a Sunday I'm going to be posting an image of a location. On Thursday or maybe a Wednesday, it depends, because Thursday is a work day. But I should get the image out on Wednesday, so yeah, it'll be late Thursday probably, or maybe, I don't know, it depends on what shift I'm working. But I'll put out an image post of the team or whatever that I'm going to be doing the post about on the Friday. So you'll get an indication as to what it's going to be. Yeah, so Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be working on the experience or the review. It isn't, I know in the written post I've done experience/review. The way I look at it is a review of something is technically also an experience, because at the end of the day, if I was to do Help My House is Haunted, you've got a segment in there where someone is talking about what they've experienced in their home, so that is experience linked. If it's about Most Haunted, you've got a team in a location experiencing various things within that location. So even though it's an investigation, it is also an experience post. Whereas if I was to do a location post, it is just facts. It's just history. And just such a person has said such a ghost exists. It's not particularly experience-based. It's a lot of he said, she said with those. Which is why they're interesting, because you get a lot of history about buildings. You can try and see patterns and things as well, which I'm going to try and flag that as well. So in my Red Lion pub, I'm pretty sure one of the tags is location of interest. I'm going to try and do more things like that. So if there's a particular post where I'm like, ooh, that's potentially a good case study for a theory, then I'm going to mark it as a location of interest or an investigation of interest or anything like that. Just so that then I can refer back to it. Because as well as just a database for other investigators, it is something that I myself will also be using to try and build my own theories and my own investigations. Which, speaking of which, on Wednesdays, so Wednesday is the second day that I'm planning on writing up things. The reason why I've got the two back-to-back for Tuesday, Wednesday for writing up blogs, like writing up the experiences/review, is they tend to be lengthy posts. So with that, you will get a video on Fridays, which is going to be like this one, with me kind of summarising that post. But if, for whatever reason, I'm ahead of schedule, and I've got a bit of a backlog worked up or anything like that, then I will use that spare time to work on my own research, which it will take a while before I get to that point, because I want to have a good backlog of locations and experiences/reviews. So that will last. So I want to try and get a backlog of kind of 20-ish posts. So that's 10 locations, 10 experiences/reviews, so that then I can have a solid 10 weeks worth of posts ready and prepared. Because then, I might go on holiday for 2 weeks, and then I can have that as a holiday, but then just still post it at those times, on those days. Which is then all good. Obviously Friday is always that I'm going to still have to do a video for that because I do it live. I could pre-record, I suppose, and upload it, but I know this tablet that I'm using doesn't have much space, which is a big reason why I'm not pre-recording. I do have a camcorder, but it breaks stuff down into 13-minute segments. So yeah, it's I probably could change it to be an hour, but I don't want to have that restriction of I must keep it to an hour, or I must keep it to, in case of this, about 3 minutes. But so I prefer to just do that live. So you'll always get a live video on Friday regardless. I mean, it'll just be a case of I'm not necessarily here. It'll be elsewhere if I'm on holiday. But yeah, so that's Fridays. Wednesdays, then, like I say, if I get a backlog worked up, I will then post my own research. I mentioned in the post I've just released that this is probably aiming around summer, where I'll start posting about my own research, maybe a bit later than summer. If I get a backlog done, I would hope for it to be done in summer. But either way, I know I've not yet analysed my results from the October investigation just gone. So, one of my big criticisms of groups is that you see them live streaming investigations, going to places with their equipment, they talk about it in the moment, but then you don't really see any analysis afterwards. That's one of the aims of the True Paranormal. It's to break the mold, as it were, with that, and to post results. Because I think the most I've seen with the research I've done so far, so for all posts I've done, I try and get at least 10 sources, where if it's something I have to do research on. And I've not found any kind of database. I've not found any, because I've looked into the Most Haunted team, I've looked into the Help My House is Haunted team, I've looked into Ghost of Britain team. I've not found their results anywhere. Like, I've found videos of them investigating, but I've not found any breakdown of their results, as it were. Because you could argue the video is the results, but the most you tend to see is their followers taking screenshots and circling things, being like, oh, look, I found a thing. And then you'll have half the other people in the chat being like, oh, that's just double exposure or whatever. That's not results. It's like, the reason why there's such an emphasis with the word lists is because that is results. And you see teams out there with Spirit Talker, with other apps and whatnot, getting random words, but you don't see them analyse it. You just see them take it as face value, which isn't great, because then you're always assuming that the app is always legitimate and that what it's saying in the moment, every word is spot on, when it's not that, which is why I like to analyse the results. And why I feel it's important. So I'm being a bit hypocritical having not yet analysed my results from the October investigation. So I will definitely do that before October this year. So when it's October, I'm probably going to do some sort of replication of that experiment. Probably going to do... it might not be the full 28 days again. It probably won't be, because my birthday is on the 20th of October. So around that time, it will end up having another bit of a break. I know this time it lasts until roughly the 17th of October. So I will do an investigation in October. I don't know how long for. It will probably be some sort of replication of what I did last year. But in order to do that, I need to analyse the results of last year. So I will do that probably around summer, maybe September. It depends on, like I say, with the backlog. I don't want anything to get thrown out. So Mondays will be locations. Wednesdays with a backlog will be about my own research and theories. And then Friday will be experience/review post along with a video, which kind of summarises all of that, because I know they are lengthy posts. So I think, and then Saturday I'm in work again. Thursday, Saturday I'm working, so I won't do anything there. It's why I've gone down to 2 days, because when I was working full time, I was like, I can't do anything outside of work. I am too knackered. Whereas with the 2 days, with the gap in between, I'm like, I can work around that. And so far so good, kind of. So this Friday will be the next part of the Most Haunted reviews. I think it's just part 2, I think, that we're on at the moment. So I've actually got I've got a diary this year, got it as a Christmas present. Very, very thankful for that. So I've actually got a note of how everything will be. Let's see. So blog update today, and then Friday, Most Haunted Halloween Week Part 2 review and video review. Starts this Friday. I'm not going to tell you what the locations are. I have planned out the locations. I know what locations I'm going to be talking about for the month. But I will not let you know that. I want to keep mystery around it. And then I'll post a picture on Sunday. So you'll then know which place I'm going to be discussing. I won't do any video reviews like this on locations, because there's too many facts and figures for me to remember. My memory is awful, which is why I need a piece of paper bullet pointing points for me to talk about here so that I don't miss anything, because my memory is really that bad. But yeah, so that's all of that. So referring back to my piece of paper, because I've completely forgotten. So I've talked about that. Yeah, so I think it's just a case of thanking followers now. So thank you to everyone who has followed the True Paranormal through the year. It is my first year it's my first year of running the blog. I started it around October the previous year. I don't know exactly when. It was either September or October when it came to be. And I did not post at all much at the end of that year, which is why I kind of class now as roughly a year. Because I posted about Pendle Witches, a couple of word lists, and that was about it for the year. So it's about 3 months of like 3 posts. But last year, first full year of me trying to run the blog as best I can. And looking at the graph of like views and things, it's very, very up and down. Because I think it was probably around this time last year that I kicked into gear with the blog and started properly writing a lot. And my aim initially was to write and post every other day, which wasn't manageable. It wasn't feasible at all. So I was running ads on the blog as well to get more people seeing it. And that worked really, really well. Top post of the year was my Alistair Crowley post, which has a little over, it has something like 1.03 thousand views, which is absolutely amazing. So thank you to everyone who read that post. It massively overperformed. I'm pretty sure I didn't boost it either. So that was amazing. And I didn't expect it to get as much traction as it did. So that was amazing. Also going to say thank you to Starlight Phoenix Paranormal and Paranormal Penny Pinchers, because earlier today I woke up and checked my Facebook and I saw that Starlight Phoenix Paranormal, because I, like I say, I post into different groups, one of which is Paranormal Penny Pinchers, and it was great of those to actually accept that post into their group. A lot of groups are a bit iffy, like I said, about what posts they do and don't accept. For various reasons, but it's great that they allowed me to freely post into their group. And Starlight Phoenix Paranormal left a really great comment on there and shared it as well, kind of reiterating that comment. So thank you very much to those two teams / groups, because it was really great, and the comment that they left kind of embodied what I want the group to, like, what I want the True Paranormal to be, because they said that I wasn't afraid of using the word fake, and that there was, how do they put it, no drama and no hype is, I think, what they phrased it as, and it was for the Red Lion Pub post, and that's what I want it to be. I want it because I very much so want to kind of live on the fence, because I look at the paranormal community and I see people who either believe in the paranormal or don't believe in the paranormal, and the people who believe in the paranormal, I see them strongly defending the paranormal, which is fine. You can strongly do it, but they're really strongly defending it. Sometimes to the point of claiming every blurred image is a partial apparition. And then you've got the other side of the people who are skeptical, and you see those people obviously disbelieving in it. But again, they are strongly disbelieving in it. Sometimes to the point of being nasty, but both groups can be that. Both sides can be that. And I see them then be like, oh, you'd believe anything was a ghost, or I don't know, but it's that kind of thing, and that's what I want to try and rectify. I want to try and bring in a third option of somewhat being on the fence, because I myself am someone who believes in the paranormal, but I don't believe that every single thing ever is paranormal. I have my own views and opinions on how it works as well, so I want to try and bring in a theory on how it all works, but I need to do a lot more research into it, hence why I've not, like, you'll see in my posts, I'll be like, oh, that's an interesting thing, I need to do a post on that, and they're just notes to myself, to be like, you need to research this, because it's important, which is why I want to put certain things under location of interest, investigation of interest, review of interest, I don't know, but just a bookmark it, so that then I can look back and be like, oh yeah, that ties in with that, I need to research this, and then I can bring together a full theory, which kind of bridges together religion, mythology, science as well, and because I think that they all do connect. when it comes to the paranormal, but you don't quite have people acknowledging that. Everyone's very strongly opinionated, which I understand it, and that's fair enough, but I feel like the reality behind paranormal is it's more on the fence of the paranormal can do stuff, but it can't do the stuff you see on TV, and it can't do the stuff you see in films, but it can do stuff. But there are requirements to that stuff, and no one has yet found out the requirements and the conditions, which is very much a scientific approach of trying to get empirical evidence, right? Cause and effect. I think there is that, but at the same time, spirits are humans, essentially, and so you need to... It's like if you approached a person in the street... I mean, I was thinking about this in the shower the other day, that the paranormal, it's like when you go to a shop, right? You've got someone sitting outside the shop asking for money, and then you've got people coming and going from the shop. And it's one of those of... I was thinking about this and thinking, a lot of people probably think, as an investigator, you're the person entering and leaving the shop, right? And the spirits are the ones sitting outside the shop, because, you know, they're just stuck there. They're not really doing a great deal. People coming and going, they'll kind of see the person there. That's probably how people would view it, but it's not. It's the other way around, where the investigator is the one sitting outside the shop, and it's the ghosts coming and going. The ghosts have all the cards, essentially. The paranormal community, I mean, yeah, the investigators can come and go, but they're the ones sat there with a K2 meter or something to be like, oh, please do something. And then some ghosts might do something, like some spirits might do something, some might not. Some might just kind of look at you and go, oh, and then walk off. Others won't, but you won't necessarily know what's what. And that's very much so what the paranormal is like, and that's why you're not always going to get empirical evidence. But at the end of the day, both parties, they still see each other. You still know they're there. And that's the thing. That's where I think it is. You should be able to detect it if it's there, is my logic. It's just a case of trying to figure out how to detect it, and that's how you're going to get your empirical evidence. Which, in a way, you could argue that that's like the cat balls and things. You'd be like, oh, we're detecting it, but it relies on... Or like K2 meters, oh, we're detecting it, but it all relies on it being nearby. And trying to manifest energy to do stuff, and it's like, no, there needs to be a way of kind of properly detecting. But that is a massive tangent on various series and stuff, which I'm hopefully going to be posting about later on in the year. Like I say, probably the second half of the year. But yeah, so thank you very much to Starlight Phoenix Paranormal and Paranormal Penny Pinchers, because they've been great, and also had a bit of a conversation between myself and Paranormal Penny Pinchers about investigating Hallam Mill, because that's nearby here. But I don't know when I'm going to kick into properly investigating. I want to try and get the ball rolling with investigations and things first. If ever I do, with not investigations, I want to get the ball rolling with locations and proper written up stuff, with all the history and data, you know, all that stuff. If I do have any investigations, it'll probably have to be if I ever drop down to 1 day a week at work, because then I can do Sunday is writing up a location post to post on Monday, Tuesday to write up a research post, which technically Tuesday can then be going out investigating, and then Wednesday can be kind of doing a bit of write up and last minute posting, Thursday then writing up the experience for the next day, and then Saturday is then working. So that is a potential for the future, but that's the future. Like, that's probably next year after, you know. Also, thank you to Domain. I want to thank him as well, because he does like to have a thank you in things, because he's been a great supporter. Also going to say a special thank you to Nicolette as well, because she's also been extremely supportive with the blog, and with lots of conversations, and with the paranormal, and spurring on theories. And when I did the Coblin Eye post, that was all because of conversation I'd had with her. So special thank you to them as well. To also say I've got a manager now as well, which I don't think I mentioned earlier, but I have now got a manager in place, which is fantastic, because they're going to keep me going with the posts. And every other week we're going to do a review of the blog, as it were, and see how it's all performing. And we're going to see, should I boost, should I not boost, things like that, just behind the scenes stuff, which will hopefully keep me going, keep me in the pattern of it, and I'm going to try my best as well to keep to these fixed shifts of Thursdays and Saturdays, because I have planned out the whole month. So I'm just, if a rota, because the rotas at work are at least like a week or two early. Most of the time it is like a week in advance. I'm just like, no, I'm going to need a month in advance. So I'm going to try and stick to that. And yeah, and also should say thank you as well to Glenn Hunt and Yvette Fielding, because during the year, one of the great highlights of last year was Glenn Hunt, who is on the Most Haunted team as their skeptic. He's also a BBC radio presenter. He started following me on Twitter. He shared the first Most Haunted review I did, liked it, he said it was great, and, messaged him as well, and he replied to that, and he was brilliant. And, he said, thank you for your kind words to the team, and things like that. And it was very good. It was a highlight of last year, which was very, very good. And he's still following me now, even though my last review of my Part 1 Halloween review wasn't that positive. I did message him and say, oh, it's not that positive, and he said that it's fine and things, and he's still following, so that's good. So thank you very much to him. Thank you to Yvette Fielding as well for liking that first part of the Halloween post, not the Halloween post, the Pendle Hill one, the first review I did of Most Haunted. She liked that on Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter. So she liked that, which is fantastic. So thank you for that, because I as well, even though it's just like one like from someone, I view that as a high up achievement, as it were. Also, that post was accepted into the official Most Haunted Facebook group page. So thank you just for the Most Haunted team in general for accepting that post. The Halloween ones, the first part Halloween one was not accepted into that one, which I'm not surprised at, because I view it as negative, but it wasn't. It was just honest and it was fair. So thank you very much to the Most Haunted team for accepting that first bit of post there. And like I say, thank you to anyone who read the Alistair Crowley post, because that had over 1,000 views, which is fantastic and was very, very unexpected. It is a post which vastly overperformed. And I think I've covered everything that I needed to cover. So that's all the schedule for the year, I hope. And that's, is as it is. Oh, one last thing to mention, which I forgot about, was at the end of January. So on... Alright, let me see when the date is, because I don't know if it bleeds into February. No, okay, so end of January, so on the 26th of January, I'll be posting the fifth and final part of the Most Haunted Halloween Week reviews. However, I would like to do a summary review / video type thing. So it will be a video and a review, like written review and a video at the same time. So I will do that, but the following week is the 2nd of January, not of January, 2nd of February. I will do a Haunted Homies, experience post on that week, just to give me a bit of break from Most Haunted. Just let me digest the 5 parts, and let me properly process it, as it were, and think about it. And to give a little bit of a change up as well, because we've had like 5 weeks in a row of Most Haunted, so mix it up a little bit. So then it will be on the 9th of February when I release the summary review of Most Haunted's Halloween week for last year. Which I know is very, very late to be discussing Halloween last year in February this year, but they did 5 parts. Each part was an hour long. It's a lot to discuss. And that's how it's going to go. And then I will consider doing another update post at the start of February. But I don't know. I might not. It's one of those where it depends on how things perform through January, for if I have anything to discuss through February, because this video has been mostly discussing how great last year's been, as well as a little bit of just how the schedule for this year's going to be. And I don't think I need to repeat that every month. So if anything in particular is happening, I will mention that. So I'll probably just try and put together, at the start of each month, I'll probably just try and put together some sort of image, maybe? No, I'll keep it as a surprise. I was thinking about releasing kind of an image of a calendar with just general stuff on it, but no, I'll keep it all as a surprise for you. So you don't have a clue what I'm going to be posting, when I'm going to be posting, except from the day before, when I put out a picture of whatever it is I'm going to be talking about. So thank you very much for everyone who has watched this blog update. It is, I know it's not the most entertaining of videos, it's just been a lot of me waffling on about random things and going off in tangents here and there. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. And thank you again, everyone, for your support throughout the last year. And yeah, long may just my posting continue through this year. Like I say, 2 posts a week, Monday, Friday. Hopefully around summer, Wednesdays might kick in, but we will see. It depends on how long it takes on the Friday post, really, to write those up. Because if I can write those up in a day, that's when I can get a backlog sorted. If I can't write those up in a day, then that's problematic. That's when no backlog will exist. So thank you again for everyone. Thank you very much, and goodbye.